आफ्टर फाउंडेशन मूव टू द डॉकर। सो सबसे पहले अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं डॉकर क्या है। डॉकर बेसिकली आपकी एप्लीकेशन को एक पैकेज में कन्वर्ट करता है अलोंग इट्स अ डिपेंडेंसी, इंस्टॉल डिपेंडेंसी इन दैट पैकेज सो दैट यू कैन यूज दैट डॉकर इमेज इन multiple environment so that your application run consistently on the developer laptop, testing server and production server. So what should you learn in this Docker thing? So first is container versus VM. What is Docker image, Docker container, Dockerfile, compose, volume, networking, environment variable, multi-stage build, tagging, logs and debugging. And next is container versus VM. What is the main difference between both these? VM is a full operating system, container is a lightweight thing. And what is difference between Docker image and container? Image is a blueprint of the application and container is running version of that image. And second thing is Dockerfile, how to create a Dockerfile of your application. It include basically image, dependency, application code and export that code that you want to run. Next is multi-stage build, how to create a multi-stage Docker file. The benefit is for the smaller image, faster deployment and the better security. And next is a compose, how to run multiple container together so that we will use the Docker compose. For example, Node.js application, database, Redis and backend application. We can combine all these things in a Docker compose file and run them simultaneously. And next is a Docker volume. Why we use Docker volume? What is the persistent data? So why it's helpful for the persisting the data? So we use a Docker volume. And what is a Docker networking? How to make a communication between same Docker network? How same Docker network talk each other? So Docker networking is also important. In this lab, you can create your small project. You can take a Python or Node.js project, create a Docker file and compose it. You can use a different component like a front end, back end, and make them up and make a Docker image file and push to the GitHub repository so that you can have a clear understanding about all the Docker component, and post that you can push that project to the GitHub to showcase your experience.